Hi everybody. I know not everyone has access to some exercise stuff and workout tools, but some people do. So today we're going to go over some issues that perhaps we're having, some of which is caused by physical stress we put on our body and also emotional stress, which sometimes manifests its way physically. A lot of times it does. So we're specifically going to get into kind of things for the back, postural issues, kind of the hunch stuff, so we're talking about the whole back. These are some common things that I see in my people all the time, so it's going to be a rather quick one because I'm just going to go over what could you do if you had some of these tools, and how to kind of use them a little bit of guidance. So always know that you check on with a physician before you start anything, but this is a little bit of some recovery, restoration. That's kind of our work today. So the first thing I have is a foam roller. If you can buy anything for your home, this might be like my favorite thing in the world and what I use constantly all the time. In fact, I had to get a new one because I have two little children who also play on the foam roller, and it's like, it looks very sad now, but it's still workable. They like last forever. So they are great. I say get a long one. Get like a 36 inch long foam roller because it's more versatile. You can do exercises. We might come back and do a little bit more of that later. But what can you do for more restoration and recovery? So I like to lay it more horizontal and then turn myself. This is a great place. I've done a workout, whatever it is. Maybe you're doing just some body weight workout. Maybe you just have been working at your desk all day and you need to do something because your back, your whole back is just like on fire. So I like to find myself just below the shoulder blades, so the space where it starts to get a little bit, that's where kind of everything, it's the computer hunch, right there. Yeah, so you'll know it when you kind of find it a little bit. So I like to start with lift my butt up, support your head and neck. That's not really, we're not doing the work so much. We're trying to just get some recovery, so post-workout or you just had some stress. So I'm just rolling back and forth all the way up and down the spine. You can lean to one side and other side. So how long do you do? It's a big question. How long do we do stuff for? You know, really, with a lot of this work, take your time. Most people probably finish long before they should. And a lot of things can be done multiple times a day. You could break this up and you just need maybe a little, take your drink break, bathroom break. You gotta get away from your desk, just do a little something. So you could do more of that if you'd like. So lats, so right under here, it's actually more like your serratus, gets really tight. So bring my arms kind of like a scarecrow and hold here. And if it bothers your neck, you're feeling some things there, you might just want to break these up if you're very new to working with the foam roller, and just don't do it for so long. Kind of work yourself up. Just like you're going to exercise, it all works the same way. So I just kind of find myself here, and that's a great start. Oh, and some of that just might be, that might be enough for you today. If you want to go a little bit further, I turn onto my side and find the foam roller right underneath, and you can support your head a little bit. You can break this opposite arm back, and as you're rolling, so all I'm doing is going forward and backwards, and you'll start to find like your sweet spot. So you'll find it. Mine's like right about there where it really just starts to like, okay, that's tight. When you find those tightness, you need to pause, take some time, not like 10 seconds, longer if you can, unless it's really just too unbearable. We don't want you to get to a point where it's totally unbearable. And then just work around that. So I'm shortening this so you can see all this work, but you're basically getting a good idea of what you can do, and then you can come to this in your own time. So you'll do that, repeat, and do that on the other side. And don't be surprised, we are asymmetrical. So you will find it in a different spot on the other side, different intensities, so definitely do a little bit more there. So come back over, hands behind the head, and then you can take an extension. So this is a back extension, leaning over. So this is also a piece where you have to go into it slowly with some really getting to know your body, working on some body awareness. Keep in mind, it is something that happens, but you could get a little lightheaded, so just go slow through this. Take your time. And then I just am moving in little increments. So I'm going up so that the foam roller is coming down. So I started pretty high, and I'm just going to take like 1 inch increments and go over a few times, almost like I'm doing a crunch, but it's not emphasized. Sometimes I work this as more of a crunch, but it's not emphasized as a crunch today. So you could keep going all the way down till you get to your hips, and that'll come in a future video. We'll work on some more exercises there and what you can do a little bit more. One more thing with the foam roller before we move on to another piece of equipment is also for the neck. So neck gets very irritated, very tired, a lot of, and I'm talking more on the tension, not the pain. So if there's a structural thing, that's a whole nother element and a whole other realm to get into. This is what we're talking about, muscle tension due to strain, stress, you know, staring at computers, phones. So you're here and you're pushing your head in and then just doing slight rolls. And then you can pause again. Taking your time, lots of pause, lots of just letting things react. Your body needs to react to what's happening to it. So that you could expand this out. You could take 10 minutes just to do all of that work. So that's just some little things that you can do with a foam roller. There is really a lot of endless things to do. Like I said, this can be an exercise piece. There's way more stuff to do. This is just a sample. Another great thing, and the next two things is total, for most of you, very accessible in what you can find. So this is a yoga strap, just like a canvas strap. But if you don't have one, they're very easy. What you could use if you've got, you want to find something not stretchy. You could use a belt. I think they have a belt somewhere. So most people have a belt in their house. You could use a belt. You could use a pet's leash, like a dog leash. You could even use a scarf if you've got a nice sturdy scarf that's stretchy. Anyway, so lots of options on what you could do. You could use a towel. I would look for the other things first. Most people probably have a belt or like a leash or something like that first. Those would be great to use. So I actually have my yoga strap, so I'm going to use that. So 3-way stretch with your yoga strap. So extend one leg out, other leg up. So a lot of stuff can just play with this. I can manipulate my foot and you can feel where, so I'm just kind of like slide right to left. There is a way you can hook your foot on there. I like more control, so that's why I don't have my foot hooked. I want to do more things, so I don't want to isolate that. So if I go in, I'm crossing over my body. I'm keeping, my right hip comes up a little bit, but I'm keeping my shoulders down. So I'm not going all the way over to lean on my side because I'm going to miss the stretch. I want to stay here. I want this all to react down. So if you're tighter in your calves, it may end and stop through there because that's where you're tight before it gets to the back of your thigh, which is your hamstring. And then I'm going to take my leg out. And again, I want to keep my shoulders down, but I also want to keep my opposite hip down. So I don't want this to come off. I want it to stay down, so I'm impacting, I'm feeling that whole stretch on the back of my leg. And then coming back through the center. And then you can give a nice little tug there. So yeah, trying to get the leg straight. And then switch, and you're going to repeat all that on the other side. So just as a reminder, you're going to cross. And you could do this stuff longer. You could repeat it all again. Cross over. You can do your foot manipulation. Feel where you're tight. So I'm a lot tighter down on my, this is my left leg I have up now on this side when I go over than I was on the other side. It's just differences in our body. And it changes. And then cross over. So when I'm out, when my leg's going away from my body, I'm keeping shoulders down. And then I'm also keeping my opposite hip down. So my straight leg, that hip stays down. And coming back to the center, you can do your manipulation, you can repeat it, you can do an extra pull, and you're pushing through the back of the knee out. You can come up to seated, and we're gonna do inside sole of the foot, and then your other foot. So first, again, is working a little manipulation. So my foot is flat, and I can do little pull. This is why I like this control. It's almost like I have reins. I'm pulling, but I'm not pulling just the foot. I'm rotating through the whole leg. So when I'm pulling that, then I'm gonna settle back so my foot is flat, as if I'm standing on the ground. And now it's gonna be rotation from the hip. So the toes are gonna go in external rotation, but it's all moving from the hip line. And then it's rotating inward. So you can repeat, hold, and then do the other side, same thing. So I first kind of did a little manipulation of the foot, kind of rotated in, kind of work the foot and ankle, and then I'm rotating. And what's nice about having this strap is then you can keep your back straight. I was kind of leaning forward a little bit, but then I can lean up, kind of keep my back straight, and work some more posture. Just kind of keeping everything lined. You work both feet. I kind of did hip width distance apart. You could do feet together. I just want to change it up because I was like feet together up in the air. Now I can take it like that. Another great stretch for sitting is, this is coming a little more from yoga. So, you know, working around, well, sometimes this is really hard. And then what happens is we kind of roll forward like that. So you can grab your strap, one elbow up, and then you can work your hands closer together but keep your back straight. And this is just great to have if you've got this guy just around or your belt. And again, you can see I'm more straight than if I was going to try to just use my hands. So that's the strap. And then the last thing is you need a ball. So this is a heavier ball, like actually from a sports goods store, but you can grab a tennis ball. In fact, you should start with a tennis ball because you got to work your way up to it. So a lot of things with like sciatic pain, stuff like that. So you can literally take a seat. So you can take this, place it underneath your backside, take a seat, and you can kind of lean onto it. So it's right underneath the turn. You can kind of see, and that's why I tried to get a good colored ball so you can see where I'm putting this guy. Right underneath my glute, and you can kind of play. You can lean back a little bit, kind of play with what you want. You could end up laying all the way down and working this too. So it just kind of depends. So we're really looking for like this area of your backside to find and place the ball underneath. So different spot for me on one side to the other. And then this one you will lay onto your back. You can take it underneath so you're on the side of the spine. So I'm over here, side of my spine. Work. Generally like one leg up, kind of to manipulate and putting pressure. So you just have to kind of allow your body to put pressure on the ball. For me, I'm tighter a little higher up. So you can kind of play with your own back on like where some of your spots are. And then you can repeat and do other side, knowing that the other side it might be a different spot, totally different spot for me. Yep. So you're just basically between the side of your body and your spine, and you're working through the fascia layers through there, your muscle layers. Last one we're going to do, so we're kind of moving through that. That you might want to just do different parts and go slow and take your time, and you might not be able to handle too much of it at first. So the last one I'm going to do is going to be with my feet. So you're probably not going to see my head for this part, but that's okay, because you only need to see what I'm doing with my feet. Actually, you probably can see a little bit of the head. So I'm putting pressure, all my own weight, and you could hold on to the wall if you need to, or hold on to a chair. I prefer this one standing up if you can, because you get more control in being able to push the pressure. Definitely want to start with a tennis ball like this. If you deal with plantar fasciitis, perfect. If you don't, it's still amazing to just manipulate the muscles of your feet. You have all these nerves in your feet, and it's just awesome on what that can help you and how much better you will feel in your body just by doing this. And you can just keep repeating this work. You could be sitting down working and do this with your feet too, but I do like the standing up, which we should be standing up anyways to get out of the seated position. So that's that, and you can keep going with it. So ball, foam roller, a strap belt, and just working on a little bit of restoration. That's that for today. See you next time.